Hello everyone, it's Carol with Scrap-a-Dub-a-Doo Crafts. Last week we worked on the recipe card holder, and this week we were going to continue to work on it, but unfortunately I have lost my little doohickey for in my tab punch board. So until I find that, I can't make um, the inserts for it. So we'll postpone that for next week, and in the meantime, we'll do a real quick craft here. I had gotten in some of these mini coffee cups in the store, and I had found a tutorial to make a holder for it. And so I think that is what we're going to do, is work on making a box to hold these and then decorate some of these. How does that sound? So anyway, we've got these little cups in the store. I believe they're in What's New. And on the Facebook page, I had posted a template to cut out the wrap for it. And I will do that again, but it's just a little wrap to wrap around the cup. I'm sure you could make your own, but I found it easier just to print that one out. And so I am going to use the Amber Moon from Prima. I'm a little off as I was frantically searching for my little thing for my tab punch board and couldn't find it, so I had to switch gears real quick. So we're going to kind of wing it. How's that? So the Amber Moon is absolutely gorgeous. And so we're going to make a couple of coffee cup holders with it. And I think I'm going to use this one. I'm hoping it's not too thick to make the wrap, but I think this would be cute for the wrap. Kind of make it a little bit different. And then we'll get a, oh, actually, hang on. I like the dots. So maybe we'll make one of each. We'll make one of the wraps and one of the dots, and then I will get use a piece of this to wrap around it. Some of this paper is so gorgeous. So anyway, like I said, the template that I used, I had printed or posted on the Scrap-a-Dub-a-Doo Facebook page, so you can find it there. So I'm just going to go ahead and trace this onto my paper. And these cups are so cute. And I've seen a lot of templates or a lot of ideas on making holders for them. My little dog is barking because she hears me talking, and I don't think she can quite figure out what's going on, so she thinks somebody's here when they're not. Okay, we're going to trace one on that. So how are you guys doing? And then we're going to trace one on this one. I know. She's a teacup chihuahua. And we inherited her from my granddaughter between Christmas and New Year's of last year. They had gotten a couple bigger dogs that she just didn't get along with. They stressed her out. And so she was losing her hair and all kinds of stuff. So we're just going to cut this out right along the lines. I try to cut as close to the inside of these lines as I can. And so my granddaughter asked me if I would take her for a little while. And at this point, I believe it has become permanent. Oh no, Linda, are you on Chrome? I'm doing good. Like I said, I'm a little frazzled because I couldn't find my little tab that goes into my tab punch board so that we could make the inserts for the recipe box. And so about an hour ago, when I was trying to set everything out and realized it wasn't there, I started frantically searching. I've swept my floor and dusted underneath my desk to see if maybe it flew out there, but so far I have not been able to find it. So, thus the new project. You know, I found with my new computer, it comes with the Microsoft Edge, and the Edge does not support Java, which is what you need, and it took me a while to figure it out, what you need for the chat, and I believe for the videos as well. And so I downloaded Chrome and went back to using it for my broadcasting, and it seems to work. I couldn't figure out how come the chat wouldn't come up, but up in the left-hand screen, there's a little icon that kind of looks like a puzzle piece, and then it's got an X on it. And so I clicked on that, and I had to allow it to run all of the add-ons. And that brought the chat up. So that is what we needed to have to do that. Oh, pardon me. All right. So we've got this done. And I am going to use my fire brick to ink the edges. And I tested on this, the first cup, to see what the best way to adhere the paper to it was. And I found that gluing did not work. It didn't want to stick. And so I used score tape, and it seemed to work much better. I don't like all the tracking and everything that Edge does. I feel like I've got spies. You know, every time you go someplace, they recommend 6 other places, and then all of a sudden something pops up and they're asking you if you want this based on that, and I'm just not a big fan of being tracked. Okay, so we're going to attach this to the little cup, and then we'll get started on the cup holder. I haven't made one yet, so we will be working on it for the first time together. So when I did my score tape, I just kind of did it on the edge and then just kind of wrinkled the tape to go around, and it'll smooth out when you get it on the cup. Hi, Galena. How are you? Kind of had to switch gears today. So we're doing another little project with the miniature coffee cups. And right now I'm just putting on the tape for the sleeve. We are making miniature coffee cups, and then I found a couple tutorials for holders on them, and we are using the Prima Amber Moon collection. And I have a few of these that I want to make because we're going to go down to my brother's and his wife for Thanksgiving this year. And so that's what I'm going to make a few of these and put names on them to take down as little gifts for everyone. So I'll just be making single cups for that. Okay, so this seems kind of odd, but when you put this on, you start with it curved down to go around the cup. And I try to line my edge up with the seam of the cup. And then just work it around, tucking it under the top, and then just pressing toward the bottom. And it kind of wants to buckle and fight you, and this paper is a little thick, but I think it's going to work just fine. So that wraps it around. Like I said, it wants to buckle a little bit because the paper is thick, but by the time you get all your decorations on it, it's just fine. How was your trip, Josie? Did you have the time of your life? One of our ladies went to Europe for 3.5 weeks. Where all did you go? And I'm just running the tape as close to the edge as I can, and I'm not worried that the tape is buckling because it'll soothe down when you go to put it on. It won't show the buckles. Are their seasons pretty much the same as ours, Josie? Or are they different? I know Australia is now just starting into their spring as we're heading into our fall. English and England, Paris. Oh, I just found out my sister-in-law is going to go to Paris in March of next year to take a cooking class. I told her, I said, that's quite a ways to go to take a cooking class. But she is definitely a gourmet cook. Her and my brother both. Okay, and once again, we're just going to work this around, pressing it up toward the top. Okay, this one wants to be off a little bit. Hi, Heather. Good morning. Okay, for some reason this one got off. Let's see if I can heat it up to get it to pull off. Yeah, okay. I think I'm off from the start on this one. I have to start over. I'm so glad you made it, Heather. I don't know why, but it seems like everybody's been having trouble with their chat. Okay, I think I need to add a little bit. No, I think I can do it like this. It seems to be okay. This one wants to go on crooked. I'm just going to adjust it a little bit and try again. Okay, that seems to be working a little bit better this time. How's your weather, Heather? I was just saying that Australia is just now starting into their spring as we head into our fall. Okay. There we go. I got our cups covered. I had to download Chrome again to get mine to work with the new computer. Like I was saying, it came with, it wanted me to use Microsoft Edge, but Microsoft Edge does not support Ustream or chat or anything like that. Is everybody showing black? Is it me? Okay, so now let me grab my string that I'm going to use. I wonder if it's me. Let me see if I can bring up my camera settings. Oh, I think it was because I had my auto on. Okay, let's see if that's any better. Does that make it better, Josie? So I'm gonna just cut a couple of pieces of this to go around it. Wonder why there's so much trouble. Do you guys have this kind of trouble with every Ustream broadcast, or is it just me? Maybe somebody's trying to tell me something. Maybe I should not be on. So I just usually run my string through my little sticker maker. Makes my ribbon into stickers. Okay, so don't tell me I'm gonna run out of. I did. Okay, this just is not my day here for today. Okay, I'll stay. Seems like the gods are against me today, though. Woke up this morning with a really bad headache. But I'm not sure, but I had very little coffee yesterday, so I wasn't sure if that was the reason behind my headache this morning. You know, if I don't get my 12-cup quota, I'm just not good. And for some reason yesterday, I just didn't even sound good. So I thought I must be sick. So since I'm out of stuff, I'm going to go ahead and use. Yay! It's perfect now. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a little bit of score tape on my ribbon since my little sticker maker ran out of sticker maker stuff. Just kind of go with the flow, right? Make it work. Yeah. Okay. I did. I did. Okay, so we're going to start in the back. I usually put everything starting in the back. That way I finish in the back. Ooh. We're just going to run it around until it meets up with the other one. Kind of guiding it to where it lands in the same place. Now we got a little bit of ribbon. We've actually been getting some really nice weather again. We had a couple days of rain, and you know, in Washington, when it starts to rain, you fear that it's going to be here until June. And so I thought, oh my gosh, it's a little early to be starting because I'm not ready to have my web feet grow back. But just rained for a couple days. Okay, so there we got our ribbons. So next thing we're gonna do is cut a couple pieces of I'm gonna use now these punches, these extra thick punches. I'm in love with them because they really do cut through chipboard. So we're gonna cut a chipboard hard. I need one for each one of them. And this is the medium weight chipboard that it just punched through like that. Okay, one went on the floor, so we're just going to do another one. And you got to put a little bit of pressure on them, but for the most part, they just cut right through. Okay, so just going to cut a couple of hearts out of the back side of the papers that we used. Cuts through chipboard better than it cuts through paper, actually. Anybody still there? Go ahead and give this a little color on the edges. So I'm just gonna, I use Pioneer glue stick. It's my favorite. I order them a case at a time for me because I use that much of it. I like it because, for one, it gives me a little bit of time to move things around to where I can line them up. And then once they stick, they really stick. Never had a problem with anything coming up after I've stuck them. You haven't had any rain since March? Wow. But then it is your summer, right? Get rid of that. All right, and then we're using the stamps from the Harvest Moon collection. And I'm going to use the little latte cup. And actually, I think I'll go ahead and do this with my Misty. And I'm going to grab a piece of orange paper. Just happen to have one here. And I had been using this for some thank you cards I was doing last night. So I had it all set up. And I love how this works. I'm just going to cut this piece of paper and I'm going to cut it in 2x2 squares. And then I'm going to use the stripes for my coffee cup. So I'm going to, might be a little overkill, but I'm going to cut it again in 2x2 squares. Okay, and I don't know how many of you have used the MISTI. It's my favorite thing, especially because I do mass production when I do things. So for the latte cup, actually, hang on, I'm going to turn it over. Linda, how you doing? Did you make it back? Huh? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my latte cup in the middle of this. And just tuck it down in the corner there. Can you guys see? So I've actually just done that. And then I'm just going to close it and pick up my stamp. And then we're going to ink it. And just stamp. And then I'm going to do the second one. Okay, so then I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to put my coffee cup back into the corner. And then the little piece that says pumpkin spice latte, I'm just going to set it on here where it's in the middle of the cup. And I'm just going to pick it up. And just stamp it. And it lines up just perfect. That way I can just stick my other one in since they're both the same size. And pick it up. And then I always try, if I'm just going to leave the stamps there and close it, I always try to put paper down to where it's not going to leave a mess on there. And then for the pumpkin, I'm just going to stamp it on the orange pieces. And actually, I needed 4 pieces. I needed 4 pieces. So I can just stamp them and then cut them out. Okay, I don't know if you all have seen the commercials about the new flavors of creamers, but they came out with a Reese's peanut butter cup one. And I had to search high and low to find it. But I finally did. Hi, Carrie Ann. How are you? Okay, so now we're just going to fussy cut these. And they're pretty quick to come out. Fussy cutting is one of my favorite things to do. I feel like it's therapeutic. You know, sometimes when my mind is racing and I just can't seem to turn it off or I'm upset, I will sit down and fussy cut. I love to fussy cut the Julie Nutting dolls and their clothes. I use my Misty so much, and I know they've come out with the new Tim Holtz one, and there are people that like that because it is a little bit different, does a little bit, things a little bit different. They're all basically the same. I have a couple that were from, I believe We Are Memory Keepers, but I wasn't allowed to sell them after I bought them because there was a problem and they had to take them off the market. I don't know if they've put them back on, but I may have to do a giveaway with those because I cannot sell them and they would not let me return them. Isn't that funny? I could probably do that. What do you want to trade? Send me an email. Okay, let me see what we can work out. I'll look them up and see what we can do. We'll see what we can do, Josie. We can see. We can work that out. Trading is always good. You know, and another thing, and I've been in contact with them, Not to bring it to anybody's attention or to dish them because, you know, I really like their product. But while I was working on this recipe box after I got done last week, I thought, well, I had the ephemera pack, and I haven't done it yet, but I have to do this. And I opened up the pack, and what I realized was the whole entire ephemera pack for the Bo Bunny recipe, family recipe. Not a single thing in that whole ephemera pack has anything to do with the collection. It doesn't match. It has nothing in there. It looks like they've just grabbed from other collections. Hang on one second. So, and I'm just going to take a orange pen and just kind of highlight a couple areas here. But nothing in that whole entire ephemera pack. And so I contacted them about that. And told them it was pretty bad when nothing. So we're just going to highlight the pumpkins, make a little couple places a little darker, just to kind of let it stick out a little bit. And they said that they had tried something new and it didn't work out, and that they will be going back to making their ephemera packs match their collections. And so I'm going to, and I haven't done it yet, because it was just in the last day or two that I realized it, but I'm going to take the ephemera packs out of the collections, and probably what I'll end up doing is just breaking them down and using them for things in my orders, because, you know, I send a nice little gift with every order. And so I will probably just pull them apart. But, you know, like I told them, that's a lot of money out of a small store's budget to purchase those, and then not to be even able to sell them, because, you know, I wouldn't sell those to you guys if they had nothing to do with it. And I just, like I say, I just realized that this week. Oh, one more. Just highlighting some of the little edges here to make them kind of pop out. Okay, and then I'm gonna just continue with the edges and with the red, because I think it gives it kind of a autumny feel with the reds and oranges and stuff. Anybody still here? But I'm sure what happened with them is that they were left with quite a few bits and pieces from other collections and things, and thought it'd be the perfect way to do them. Hang on one more second. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my Wink of Stella pen, and this is the green glitter, and I'm just gonna put it on the stem. Get me a cup too, Josie. Okay, so now I'm gonna glue the pumpkins to the heart. And I'm using Quick Dry in one of the fine line bottles. I'm gonna glue it halfway on. And then I'm just gonna put the second one halfway onto that to kind of layer it. And with some foam tape, just gonna add the cup. How cute is that? And then I'm going to add quite a bit of glue. And I should be doing this probably with my hot glue gun. But I'm just going to set it on the cup and let it dry. Can you see that? Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing for the other one. I'm just going to put it right on the cup. And then let it sit and dry while we make the holder. Okay, so that's that part of it. So now we can make the holder. And I believe the tutorial that I grabbed is from Inking Idaho. I believe this came from her blog. and she gives the directions on how to make the box. And if I find it, I can place it, but I'm going to use okay, I've got to use this paper for the box. I mean, isn't that just the cutest paper? So, for the box, okay. I'm hoping this turns out to hold. This is the Prima Autumn. I know I just have the paper pad. What did I do with them? It's the Amber Moon. And there's 12 by 12. There's A4. I mean, this paper is just fabulous. And I think we still have plenty of it in the store. Okay, so it says to cut your box 4" by 6 3/4. You know, that can't be right. Oh, okay, boxes, wait. Okay, so you score at 1". Wow. Okay, we're going to try it. I got lots of this paper. So 4 3/4 by 4". Just, I don't see how it's, okay. All right. I'm going to trust it because the box looked pretty cute when I seen it. So, I'll get my little mini scoreboard out here. Okay, I like a good trade. Okay, and it says to score at 1" on all 4 sides. 1". 1". 1". And 1". Okay, so then it says to cut on the 2 opposite sides of the score line up to the intersecting score line. So typically when you do that, you're doing it like this because you're making a box. and cut the corners off on the diagonal to avoid any pesky hangovers, and then assemble into a box. So a lot of times they just have you cut a little notch out. So I'm hoping that's what she meant. It didn't give any visuals, so okay. So it looks like we're getting a box here. How does that look? Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and ink my edges on this one again, though. No, and I was even thinking about purging some more of my own stuff again, because I did quite a purge over this summer, but then I got to looking around and I'm still so full. It's either that or I just need to get busy and actually start making stuff, you know what I mean? So I've got all kinds of Teflon tools. But they must have ran off with my little marker thing. Okay, so here's our box. Let's go ahead and glue it together. Just going to make sure that the ends line up. You ever feel like you're just out of sorts and just flying by the seat of your pants? That's the way I feel today. So, pardon me if I'm bumbling or if this doesn't show up or turn out or whatever. I just told myself I had to get back into doing shows. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I'm definitely not a unorganized person typically. Okay, so there's our box. We're gonna clip it together. I know, gotta use clothespins. I've got a set of those other clips from in the store, but yeah, once again, I can't find them. Coffee break. Okay, so the next step, so that looks like it's gonna work. Oh, but I need an 11-inch piece of paper for the handle. And my 8x8 won't work, so let me grab the 12x12 pad. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. Okay. I'll bet the handle would certainly be cute out of one of these strips. What do you think? So I think I'm just going to use the dots, the black dots. Or, you know what? No, I'm going to use the matching strip because it's 1 inch. Just going to do that. Cut that at 1 inch. And it says, oh boy, I blew that one. So this isn't going to work. So we'll use the back side of it. And that works. It's 1 7/8. Not just 1 inch. 1 7/8. But I want it to, how's it going to go? Okay, I need to go this way. 1 7/8. Hi, Leanne. Welcome back. By 11, so we're just going to cut 1 inch off. Okay, then it says to score it says to score it at 1.5, 5.5, and 9.5. Oop. Well, okay, so then it says to fold it and then to use a small oval punch for the handle. So let's see if this will punch through both sides. No, maybe not. Okay. That didn't work to punch through it. I don't know how I'd get that up there. Okay, let me start over. I'll just have to get, let me see if I've got a big, Wonder if this circle will work. Because this should cut through both of them. It might be a little bit big for the handle, but I think it'll work. Yeah, oh, that didn't line up at all. Okay. Pooh. Let's do this again. So 1 7/8. By 11. We had to get a new modem too. It just kind of gets weak and doesn't work. Okay, so scoring again at 1.5, 5.5, and 9.5. Well, let's see if I can get this lined up in the center this time. I think I'm close. But I don't think I like that. You know what? I had this punch, and I know We Are Memory Keepers discontinued making it, but it's the hang tab punch. And I'm sorry, ladies, but this is the one I'm going to use. Another one that they say to use is the one from, oh, doesn't that look cute? The one from Stampin' Up that is like this. Stampin' Up, if you have someone you can trust, they have a punch that makes this. Huh. Okay, so then you're to adhere it together and put that in the center. So let's glue this together. And I am going to use score tape. Yeah, Comcast. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue up here to hold it together. Okay. Take all my little clippies off. What are we doing for time? pretty good. We've been pretty lucky. We haven't had much trouble with our Comcast. At all. Okay, so here's the little box. Not cute? I think I need to eat edge. Oh, you know what? I didn't ink these edges. Oh well, I can now. Get the ones that show, right? I wanted to get these corners and the bottom. Okay, so that does seem like it works. Let's see if our cups fit in there. Oh, they do. You can't hardly see my little decorations with them, though. Guess I could just pop them up a little bit. Yeah, they'll show. Okay, but I'm going to put the tops on these. I do have the little lids that I always forget to ink too. I have the little lids that go to them. And you can fill these with, you know, you could even get some of that instant chai, pumpkin spice, chai tea, and put them in there with a little bit of instruction to them. I'm wondering, I think, huh, okay, it wants to fit in better this way because then the pumpkins can go over to the side. So here's that. And then I think what I'll do is look in the paper because they've got some different things in the paper pad. So they've got that set. Here's one up here that kind of matches that says be thankful. I think I'll cut it out. And then, let's see. Oh, I think I'll use one of my corner chompers. And I have the old one. Now, the new ones come with 2 different angles on them. I think we'll just make a little tag out of it. And then I'll take my little 1/4-inch punch. Isn't that cute on the back? I love those dots. Love those dots. And then we'll take a little bit more of our string. And we'll just add the little tag to it. I might get some thinner string. This one's not working real well. I wonder if it'd be cute like this. Except the pumpkins don't fit like that, so it has to go like this. Should have tried this before. I guess you need to figure out what you can fit on there to fit down in there. I mean, these do okay. Hang on, let me get a piece of string. I think this will work much better. So hopefully I'll be able to find my little spacers. I will start tearing this room apart. It has to be in here somewhere. I just used it. And then next week we can continue on with the recipe box. Hope I cut the right one. Yay, I did. And there we go. There is our little holder with our pumpkins in it. And actually I could turn one way and one the other way. And so it would be cute on both sides that way. Aren't those cute? And then you just fill it with whatever you want to fill it with. Then you can decorate this. You could put something down on there. If you wanted to, you could add more of your ribbon. You could decorate it however you want. So anyway, once again, I'm almost 100% sure that this tutorial came from Inking Idaho. I don't want to not give credit where credit is due. If I find that that is not where I got it and I'd gotten it from somewhere else, then I will let you know. And actually, if you guys want to make another box for these two, I do have another tutorial from R&R Stamps. It's a little, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little box like that. It doesn't look like it would take too long to do. So you want to do one of those too? Josie, I actually have them in the store. And they're under What's New, and I have the lids, a lid and a cup, and I think they're for less than 50 cents a piece that I have them listed in the store. I think there are other places that you can order them, but from what I found, you have to order them in lots of 50 or 1,000. So this way I listed them, you can buy them one a piece. And they come with the cup and the lid together. So let's go ahead and make this one. So it says I'm going to need 2 pieces at 2" by 7.5. So, okay. Let me see. We're just going to go ahead and use the rest of this piece. So it says 2" by 7.5. So let's do that. Oh, you know what? I don't think this line up. Let's go ahead and use cardstock. Hang on, let me get a piece of orange cardstock. Okay. Oh, another tray. Okay, 7.5. And then it says to score both pieces 2 1/8 4 3/4 and 6. Two and an eighth, 4 3/4, and 6. Okay, I'm just going as I'm just going as I read. So I haven't looked ahead on this one. I just pulled it off and printed it out so I'd have it. Okay. So the smaller of the two squares. Okay. I think it's this one. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and use my We Are Memory Keepers punch again. Sorry, you guys. If I can find it. What did I do with it? And punch both pieces. And I'm thinking I'm going to put these together like this so that they're wish they still carried these. They didn't have them for very long when they ran out. Okay. So then it says, once your pieces are punched, fold on the score lines so that your pieces look like this. Okay. That's easy. Down, across, so it's kind of like a square. Oop, that one goes. Okay, so I'm thinking we're going to be attaching them to kind of go like this. I think so. So let's go ahead and ink them. This one's going to be really quick. But I think what I'm going to do is before we do that, I'm going to cut a piece of decorative paper to fit in here. So it'll be about 1 3. I think I'll go 1 3/4 by 2.5. So we'll use this. What did I say? 2.5. Let me just measure it here to make sure. Yep, I'm going to go 2.5. We're going to cut 2 of these. 1 3/4. 2.5. And let's go ahead and ink these. And we'll just tape them to the outside here. Might make it a little more sturdy. I wonder, that'd probably look cute too. Okay, we're going to do that too. So I need to cut that one at 1 inch. So both of these little extra pieces we're going to cut at 1 inch. This is like I love to craft. It's just on the fly. And just adding as I go. And you know, I did finish or have been working on my mother-in-law's album, the one that we started, what, a year ago, so I could give it to her for Christmas, and that didn't pan out. And then I was going to give it to her for her birthday in May, and that didn't work. And so I'm really working to try and get it finished up so that I can actually, oh, this is cute. I can actually give it to her for Christmas this year. So once I get all the pictures in, I'll do a final review. And people are going to say, well, gee, what took you so long? Okay, so now we're going to put the two bottom pieces together. And I am going to use my glue stick. You guys see what I'm doing? And it says, and it's as simple as that. So let me see how this looks with a little cup in there. Well, isn't that just cute? Okay, I'm gonna adhere the top pieces together too. Are you the only one left, Josie? Is anybody else here with me? That's okay, I craft alone all the time. Okay, now that's cute. And that's really simple. Okay, so here's what it looks like in that one. Now, this hasn't dried all the way, so of course it's trying to pop open. Hi, Lori. It's been a long time since I've been on, Lori. I think it's been almost a year. Isn't that cute? But this one, I think I can get away with using the bigger ribbon. Except I think I threw it somewhere and it disappeared. Okay, so bye, Leanne. Sorry your internet is so cranky. Sometimes that just happens, doesn't it? Okay, so let's make another tag for on this one. And how about we do fall in love? So that's one of the other ones that are there. I think Florida's been really having some issues with their internet since the hurricane. Okay. Just had a teenager walk by with his music up really loud. I don't know if you guys could hear it. Some kind of rap. I think I'm just going to tie this one in a knot since I'd already cut it. It doesn't want to cooperate much. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll put my other one, put this one back in here so I can show them both. And I'll put this one in here. Okay, so here's our little cup holders. There's this one. Oh my gosh, Lori, snow already? So, and we did a little bit of fall in love. I don't know if you can see that tag. We did that one. And then we did this one. Aren't those cute? I love these little cups. I didn't think anybody would really want to order 50 of them, so I brought them in and might decorate the edge of this one a little bit, but now you got two really cute little holders. So there you go. How's that? They're both cute. And I am recording this and I will put it up on my YouTube channel, as well as it will be kept here on Ustream for a while. I haven't gotten any notices that they've ever deleted any of my videos, but who knows? So, and this was made, this little treat holder, the tutorial came from R&R Stamping. That's where I got that one from. Thank you very much. It is adorable and cute. And like I said, the other one, I believe, I got it from Inking Idaho. I think that is the other website that I got it from. If I find that it's different, like I said, I will post that it is from there. So the collection that I used is the Prima Amber Moon. And, you know, I could use some of their flowers, and I might add some flowers to this later. Let's see what we do. But I've got a few more. But I think these are the ones. I think I'm going to make these for at the table at Thanksgiving with everyone's name on it. Lori, they are in the store. They are at www.scrapadabadoo.com. I used to have a sticker that has it, but let me write it out for you. Get a good pin here. Okay, maybe I don't have a good pin here to write that with, but okay. So it's www.scrapadadooo.com. So that is the store address and all the products I use other than the We Are Memory Keepers tab punch I have available in the store. So thank you for joining me. I had a good time. I will see you next week, and hopefully I can find my little stop tab for my tab punch board. I need the little tab in there so that we can make the index tabs for the recipe. So I will see you again next week. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.